In 2013, a game company named Blizzard scrapped a project they called Titan. This project would have been a team shooter game if it had made it anywhere, but instead, it was terminated. Forever forgotten. Lost in the void of unfinished projects. Fast forward to BlizzCon 2014. Blizzard announces a new project, a game with a lot of the ideas and premises from Titan. A game called Overwatch. Howdy, my name is Jeez Larry, and this is the story of Overwatch. The story begins with the creation of Overwatch, which began sometime in 2013, after Titan was scrapped. The community was excited for a new game from Blizzard after the announcement of Overwatch, but it wouldn't be for another year until the beta for the game was released. A year after that, on May 24th, 2016, Overwatch was officially released to the public, and immediately fans flocked to get the free-to-play cross-platform FPS game. If you don't know what Overwatch is, it's a 6v6 shooter that had 21 heroes at the launch of the game, each with their own unique abilities and strategies, but Blizzard would regularly add more and more heroes as they sent along updates. This game had no story mode, just quick and competitive play, but that doesn't mean there wasn't a backstory. Blizzard released comics and anime that showed off the backstory of Overwatch and each of its heroes. However, I'll not be going over the backstory of the game or the heroes in this video. Blizzard regularly released free updates to the game that added new maps, heroes, and cosmetics, as well as balanced the specific heroes' stats to keep the game as fair as possible. Throughout Overwatch's existence, players continue to play and enjoy the game. However, Blizzard wanted to add more to the game than they could with updates. They wanted to add special limited time game modes and events, create player versus environment modes, and make the overall experience of the game smoother and more friendly to play. So, on November 1st, 2019 at a BlizzCon, Blizzard announced they would be making a sequel to Overwatch that would replace the game, an overhaul if you will, of the pre-existing Overwatch. With this knowledge, Overwatch fans became more and more excited, especially about PvE, and anxiously awaited this new game. A year passed, and with it, no Overwatch 2. Blizzard was focusing heavily on creating the PvE for Overwatch 2, but it was time-consuming, as they wanted to add new character abilities, co-op attacks, and a progression level system. During a developer stream in 2022, however, game director Aaron Keller announced that part of the promised PvE, Hero Mode, had been scrapped. Hero Mode is a single-player version of Overwatch, and it was described as a, quote, game mode that allowed players to upgrade individual heroes throughout talent trees, providing a deeply replayable version of PvE in Overwatch 2. Aaron said that the Hero Mode had been in development since the release of Overwatch in 2016, and it was supposedly part of the vision Blizzard had for Titan, the game that was scrapped and ultimately resulted in the creation of Overwatch. He wrote in a blog that they began to work on the PvE and continued to put more and more Blizzard developers onto the project. But apparently, Keller bit off more than he could chew. He said the vision for PvE was great, but too large, and it was taxing the efforts in the rest of the game. Meanwhile, after 2019, there went a stretch of 2 full years without any heroes being added to the game because of the focus on PvE behind the scenes. Before Overwatch 2 was announced, there was usually a hero added every 4 to 5 months, and plenty of themed events and modes added to keep the game fresh. With a huge hero drought, fans slowly began to lose interest. By the time Overwatch 2's early release came out on October 4th, 2022, a day after Overwatch 1 was shut down, there wasn't any PvE in the game at all. Because of this, fans were understandably angry and absolutely bombed the Steam-based player rating. It got so bad that Overwatch 2's rating dropped to a pathetic 19 on a scale to 100. Although the game had more maps and an ever-increasing amount of new heroes, there was still no PvE. That is until almost a year later, on August 10th, 2023, when Blizzard added a PvE game mode to Overwatch 2. Finally, they had done it. The PvE mode was in, and all you needed to play was $15 US. That's right, you had to buy it. But sure, they delivered on their promise, but at what cost? Well, $15. But only half of the promised PvE was added and you had to buy it? This aggravated all of the players, especially the ones that didn't want to spend money on it. The PvE game mode, called Overwatch 2 Invasion, had very high expectations. Although it is not a full campaign mode, it has the feel of one. Invasion takes place shortly after the cinematic 0 hour in the storyline. The heroes of the disbanded Overwatch are called back by Winston to stop a terrorist group of Omnics led by Ramatra. In the 3 missions in Overwatch 2 Invasion, you go to 3 different cities: Rio de Janeiro, Toronto, and Gothenburg, to fight against the deadly robots. The Rio de Janeiro and Toronto missions are on largely expanded maps already in the game. However, the Gothenburg mission is unique to PvE. Each mission has its own list of heroes, with the one in Toronto having the most options, and in each you're on a team of 4, a tank, a support, and 2 DPSs. While fighting through the waves of robots in each mission, you will have to make your way to new objectives. All 3 missions take around an hour to do combined, not counting the long cutscenes before and after each mission. Blizzard made the mission pretty replayable though, with different skill levels and unique dialogues. Blizzard claims there to be somewhere from 5,000 to 10,000 voice lines in Overwatch Invasion, depending on what your team is, with different hero combinations to keep the missions fresh. Although the story lacks conclusion, Blizzard said there will be more missions coming longer. Although the story lacks a conclusion, Blizzard said there will be more missions coming later to continue the story. Will this promise be like the one before? Underwhelming and only half there? I don't think so. You see, all of the Blizzard drama about the PvE promise were under Aaron Keller, who was fishing for too much money and not enough for player enjoyment. He has since been fired from Blizzard, so I think their promises will be carefully made and well kept in the future. This video was solely for educational purposes, and I'm not in any way insulting or intentionally talking ill of Blizzard. Overwatch 2 is a really fun game and is one of the few games I regularly play. I use Wikipedia, Attack of the Fanboy, and The Verge for research for this video, and the Overwatch 1 footage comes from Unknown on YouTube, so you should go check them out. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya!